Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and my friends, very recently the Street Fighter V Season 5 Winter Update stream from Capcom has concluded, and we have big times ahead for Street Fighter V. A lot has been shown, a whole new mechanic for the game, some balance changes, also not only Dan, which we knew about, but some Rose gameplay as well. So in this video, I'll do my best to break down all the major details for you. But first thing is first, when is Street Fighter V Season 5 happening? And that is happening February the 22nd. And if you're looking to download the Season Pass now, it is available on PC and on PSN. With that said, we're going to break everything down, but let's start with the new mechanic first, as it's going to be a game changer. This is not some small thing. So Dan just pulled it off right there and kind of saved his butt. So what exactly is this? Well, this is the V-Shift. This is a universal mechanic. Everyone will gain access to it. So the V-Shift, as it were, is sort of the other hand of the V-Reversal. So V-Reversal, you can do it while blocking. The V-Shift, you cannot be blocking while you're doing it. You are invincible to throws, to strikes, and projectiles while doing it. So effectively, it's there to get you out of pressure. So some of the situations you might use it in is when you're like stuck in frame trap hell and you just can't get out. This will get you out. So like a V reversal, this will cost you one of your bars, unless it would appear if you successfully evade a move with the V shift, you will get half the cost of the meter refunded back to you. So in effect, it would only be half of a bar. So this is a very big deal to the game, to say the least. A lot of characters, they struggle on defense. Let's not lie. Street Fighter V is like basically the most offense-heavy Street Fighter, right? So a lot of people just withered and died, and this is a way out for so many characters, for so many things. As long as you have some gauge, there's now a way out of high-pressure situations. Now, once again, you can't do it on block. If it's on block, you got to do a V reversal instead, but still, there's so many frame traps and all kinds of things to get through, so this is great. Also, for the opponent, if they hit you while you're in your V shift, that technically counts as a hit in that they are allowed to special cancel, so this allows for the checkmate situation of you are overcommitting and I V shifted you, therefore I get to turn the tables on you. So once again, this is definitely a boon for defensive players. The V-Shift also has a follow-up if you so choose to use it, in that it has a follow-up attack called the V-Break. So since you're moving backwards, sometimes you can't get a punish, right? But if you use the V-Break, then all of a sudden you get this follow-up attack right here, as you can see, which also retains invincibility as well, and you can use that as your punish. Now, for the purpose of the trailer, they're hyping it up here, but I do gotta assume that a V-Break is probably death on block, otherwise it's really abusable. But great situation here. Rashid about to do the tornado. So many times you get stuck in that kind of stuff. And now you have a way out of it. So all in all, it is absolutely a very big deal. This is in no way overselling it when I say this is a game changer. This utterly changes the flow of the game, and it helps so many characters out. So many former checkmate situations are no longer checkmate situations, right? Now, it does cost a full bar of your V gauge, right? So you have to actually make sure you use it correctly, because if you just whiff it, then you lost a bar of V gauge for nothing, right? V gauge is a super precious resource, for characters, so hey, there you go. And then also got to think the way, certain characters are so live and die by their V triggers that you can just say, well, then, you're not going to go for it. Like G wants that trigger. So you can probably think, well, G's not going to use this mechanic too much, and if he does, then he's going to lose the ability to go just turbo on you later on. And we got balance changes, of course, right? And they're pretty interesting. We're only getting the smallest look, but even right here, Kage can now go into EX Tatsu, and of course, more combo potential from lights now. Not really something he could do before. Let's take a look at Necalli as well. So Necalli seemingly has a whole new combo route while he's in trigger, as you can see here, but let's take a look at the corner here. His trigger is going down, as in it's not permanent anymore. And in fact, by the end of this combo sequence we're going to see here, and yes, once again, new combo sequence, it's gonna run out. So long-standing Necalli tradition is dead. And trigger stuff seems to have a guard break attached to it. That's interesting. Zangief seems to be able to go into V-Trigger 2 now from Lariat, so that's way new combo potential. Ibuki bombs, and I hate Ibuki bombs so much, oh my god, seem to have a hitbox now, so they'll actually hit you with the actual bomb. Alex, I don't know Alex so good, something's different here, I'm sure. They wouldn't show it otherwise. For Juri, her V-Trigger 2 now gives her all 3 of her special kicks now. Juri needs everything she can get, so that's definitely a big buff to V-Trigger 2. Charlie V-Skill 1 seems to bring him in a lot closer so you can combo from it. He always technically could, but pushback was always an issue. Chun-Li can combo from V-Skill 2 now, amazing. V-Skill 2 was one of the worst V-Skills in the game. Ryu gets juggle potential from counter hit jump heavy kick, and seemingly you can combo into V-Trigger 2 now. So like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming, for sure. And let's talk the characters now. Let's talk Rose. Rose means a lot to me personally, as she is my main character in Street Fighter 4 along with T-Hawk, so hey, I love Rose. And I gotta say, she looks fantastic. Now, the model is probably work in progress. They did say, hey, nothing is final here, but still looks good to me. Stuff like this, close, medium. Now, Street Fighter 5, so it's probably a command normal now, because it's not really proximity normals anymore, but still, that is a big part of my game plan back in the Street Fighter 4 days, so that's really cool. Just animates really well. And some of the animations, like Stand Around House, just look wild. And some stuff here, they show off Stand Heavy. So this looks really good. It was always a great whiff punish in previous game because it didn't extend your hurt box much. And crouching heavy kick as well. It has the classic look. That's fantastic. Rose's classic slide, and man, that's one of the more abusable moves in Street Fighter. So probably still going to be pretty good. And following directly thereafter, this is where I lost my mind because what? Soul Spark, right? We all know Soul Spark. She can Akuma that stuff now. What? Look at the range. Oh my god. And this is not gated behind bar or trigger or whatever. She can just do this. What? Like, oh, I don't want to fanboy out too much because I did on the stream because I lost my mind there. But yeah, that's kind of a big deal. And here, Rose apparently has been playing some KOF lately because she's got the Ash Crimson Orochi Shurmi kind of lightning orb. Just you place it on screen and a little bit thereafter it explodes. So both good screen control and can be used in combos as well. As shown right here, because it's a 2-hit combo. Soul Throw has been replaced. We're just directly going into the ShamWow. So she'll hit you with the Scarf, so she's not going to leap in the air anymore and get you. And there is also a follow-up here, so if you want to burn a bar, then she'll bring you down and zap you, and also a wall bounce for combo ability. V-Skill's very interesting. So V-Skill 1, you can either hold it and it'll actually raise your V-Gauge. So the longer you hold it, then the more you get. So basically, you get a knockdown or run away, do it. And the alternate version debuffs the enemy. So imagine a world where like Shao Kahn had a debuff that worked. Well, Rose does, because it doesn't take a million years to work. You can just toss it out and the debuff is there. So while we're here, let's do a rooflemonger tradition, buff Shao Kahn. And V-Skill 2 is Soul Satellite. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, so that's so good. Now it's a V-Skill, right? Not an Ultra, so you just hit buttons, so there's no cost associated with it. So they are pretty short in time. And seemingly the startup is a little bit rough. So definitely don't just do it in someone's face, I guess. But still is fantastic. V-Trigger 1 is literally just teleport wherever you want. So right here, example here, throw Fireball, teleport behind it. Kind of similar to Nash V-Trigger 1, I guess, in a way. But yeah, so mobility is always good, but you know what? You know, why do mobility when you can do V-Trigger 2? Because it's Soul Illusion, the classic. You know your Gaijin? This is kind of where Gaijin originally came from, right? Soul Illusion was an absolutely absurd move in Alpha 2, and looks like it's gonna be pretty good here. If you don't know, it's literally just a shadow, and the shadow follow-ups and just does exactly what you did right before. So they're saying here, within the context of the lore, you know, Rose is Minot's master, so she now has new stuff because they don't want her just to be one-to-one. They want to make her a little bit more special, and fair enough. So she definitely has a lot of the core DNA, although like stuff like that with the lightning orbs and all that kind of stuff definitely got that new fresh feel. And finally, Dan. So Dan, we knew a fair bit about before. He's been showcased before. So we don't have to redo everything because, you know, it's out there, right? But just some of the stuff here, they're showing off V-Skill 1. So V-Skill 1 basically lets you special cancel anything into your V-Skill and becomes the taunt. So right here, that's a great example. Dan has taunt canceled his fireball, the fireballs clash, and then the taunt comes out and hits Ryu on the other end. This works on stuff even airborne, right? So Dan Kyaku, and he cancels into the taunt, and there you go. Airborne version even has some combo potential, it would seem, as you can link a crouching light directly after the fact into a bit of a conversion. One thing to note, kind of going back to the alpha games, because it is a taunt, so every time you taunt, it fills your V-gauge and the enemy's V-gauge as well. So you can taunt and be a dummy, but just be aware that you are filling up their gauge. Now, you might have noticed here, looking at the meters, he has a 1-bar V-trigger. That is the How Gadoken. So, like many things Dan does, this is a direct rip on Art of Fighting and King of Fighters. But yeah, it's basically a big old fireball, so it gives you basically more damage and more potential off any single hit. And since it's a single bar, it's a given you're gonna get it in a match. It's impossible not to. And you can also hold it and get wall bounces or guard crushes from it as well, so it's pretty versatile in that manner. V-Skill 2 is very interesting, because honestly, this makes Dan a technical character. So yeah, it's another little taunt, sure, but the thing is this. You can do a normal, cancel into it, and then cancel out of it into another normal. So you, as seen here, you can go like stand heavy into stand heavy, crouch heavy into crouch heavy. It's effectively giving you combo freedom other characters can't have, because he's kind of just breaking the rules, because he can do the same normal into the same normal. So while Dan may be a joke character technically, what he's bringing to the table here is no joke. V-Trigger 2 for Dan, well, it buffs his fireballs and his uppercuts, so they become sort of empowered, if you will. It changes the frame data on the Gadoken, the fireball, and it makes your uppercut full invincible, meterless full invincible. Been a long time since Season 1, right? So yeah, meterless full invincible reversal. Also, as you can see here, he can make them a bit modular, so he can get different versions of the attack. So here, go Koryuken, right? Taking a page out of the Akuma book. So there's certainly a lot of versatility in the trigger. And as shown here, they can combo into each other, so we have the enhanced Gadoken into the Go Koryuken. And because Dan's the big butthead that he is, here is the full legendary taunt. You get to burn the privilege of all of your meter for nothing in return, and that's honestly just the way Dan likes it. And my friends, that is the long story short on the Street Fighter V Season 5 update. So we got a lot more to learn, especially when it comes to balance, right? That's going to be a very big deal, because a lot of characters, they've been in the doldrums for quite a while, and a lot of characters have been a bit too much for a bit too long, so we'll see how that all shakes out. But at the very least, a new defensive mechanic, the V-Shift, is certainly a game changer in and of itself. You don't need anything, well, you want other stuff, sure, but you don't need anything else other than that. That will shake up the game by itself for sure. So I'm looking forward to it. You know, I played a lot of Street Fighter V back in my day, but like many people kind of fell off the train, right? You know, if you go back way before the Dragon Ball stuff, right, there was a lot of Street Fighter content on this channel. And this might bring me back. I don't know. I'm very interested in trying it out at the very least, right? Even though maybe Street Fighter V wasn't the game for me, Street Fighter still runs in my blood, right? And we're getting better and we're getting there, and this might be the one. So once again here, it is February the 22nd. That'll be the day where Dan goes live and we'll get the new mechanics and the new balance changes. So all I can say is I hope you look forward to it, because I know I am looking forward to it. Also, we're getting a new version of the grid, right? So that's something. I'm so sick of looking at the grid. So a recolor, it's better than nothing, I guess. But anyways, my friends, that is the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video has found you well. And hey, maybe go out and play some Street Fighter.